Most people think attractiveness is fixed. You either have it or you don't. But that's not how perception works. Your face isn't just seen, it's interpreted. Every line, angle, and shadow communicates something to the people around you. Small adjustments in structure, presentation, and grooming can completely shift that perception. That's not theory. That's the science of how humans read faces. Here's the catch. Knowing a few tricks isn't enough. Skincare alone, a haircut, or hitting the gym won't reveal your full potential. Without a clear system, all those small changes barely make a difference. Your natural structure stays hidden, and the transformation never shows. Most people try pieces here and there, see minor improvements, then give up. The potential is there, but it stays locked. That's why this video exists. This is the system. Over the next few minutes, I'll break down the 12 looksmaxxing methods that actually change how your face is perceived. The strategies that go beyond luck or genetics and reveal what your bone structure, posture, and features were capable of all along. Apply them consistently, and small, subtle changes compound into a completely different appearance. By the end, you'll know not just what to do, but why it works and how to make it permanent. Let's start with one of the most controversial concepts, bone smashing. This method is based on a real biological principle known as Wolff's Law, the idea that bone adapts to stress placed on it over time. Bone isn't static, it's living tissue. When exposed to repeated mechanical stress, it remodels itself, becoming denser and stronger in response. Looksmaxxers apply this concept directly to the face. The theory is that controlled, repeated stress may gradually stimulate adaptation in areas like the jaw, cheekbones, and brow ridge. But here's the reality. Bone adaptation is slow, and in adults, visible structural change is extremely limited. The concept itself is real, but the visible impact is often overstated. What matters more is not forcing structural change, but understanding how your existing structure is expressed and perceived. Before anything else, this comes first. Body composition determines whether your structure is even visible. Most people approach a glow-up by adding things, new products, new hairstyles, new clothes, without addressing the one variable that controls everything, body fat. Fat doesn't just accumulate on your body, it accumulates on your face, and it blurs the features that define attractiveness. Jawlines soften, cheekbones flatten, and the face loses sharpness. When body fat drops, the opposite happens. The jaw becomes visible, cheekbones gain definition, and the face looks leaner, sharper, more angular. These aren't small changes. They completely shift how others perceive your face. Body composition also affects your hormones. Higher body fat increases aromatase activity, converting testosterone into estrogen. This leads to lower free testosterone, higher cortisol, worse sleep, and reduced facial definition over time. Getting lean reverses this. Targeting around 10 to 15% body fat is where most people begin to see visible changes in facial structure. And here's something important most people miss. The face changes first. Before your physique looks different in clothes, your face is already sharper. If you're tracking progress by your body alone, you're missing the earliest and most important changes. Fat loss reveals structure, but muscle builds the frame around it. Building muscle doesn't just make you stronger, it changes proportions. Broader shoulders create a more dominant silhouette, a thicker neck supports the jaw and makes it appear sharper, and a developed upper body makes the face look smaller and more structured by comparison. This is why training matters. Compound movements like squats, deadlifts, rows, pull-ups, and overhead presses create the foundation. They build coordinated strength, improve posture, and develop the body in a way that enhances overall presence. Accessory work then refines the aesthetic. Together, they create a physique that amplifies facial structure instead of competing with it. This is where everything becomes visible. Dropping body fat isn't just about looking lean, it's about revealing detail. Facial fat softens angles, and reducing it exposes them. Cheekbones become more prominent, jaw lines sharpen, and the eye area looks deeper and more defined. Even small reductions in body fat can create noticeable changes in the face. Think of it simply, muscle builds the frame, and low body fat reveals the details. Together, they set the foundation for every other improvement. Hair doesn't change your face, it changes how your face is perceived. It acts as a frame. When hair has volume and spreads outward, it creates contrast with your face, and that contrast makes your face appear smaller, sharper, and more structured. Cheekbones stand out more, jaw lines appear stronger, and overall balance improves. This is visual perception, not structural change. To maximize this effect, Looksmaxxers focus on hair health and density. Scalp care improves blood flow, proper nutrition supports growth, and minimizing breakage preserves thickness. Over time, this increases fullness, enhancing the framing effect. The haircut itself matters just as much. A style that complements your face shape can elongate, widen, or balance proportions. Hair doesn't change bone, but it can completely change how your structure is seen. Skin works the same way. Structure sets the foundation, and skin determines how that structure is perceived. When skin is clear and smooth, light reflects evenly across the face, making features look sharper. But when there's acne, redness, or excess oil, light scatters and everything softens. Jawlines look less defined, cheekbones lose contrast, and under eyes appear heavier. Even minor imperfections can distract from strong bone structure. Hydration also plays a role. Well-hydrated skin appears fuller, smoother, and healthier, while balanced oil production prevents shine from distorting facial angles. Skin quality doesn't add structure, it reveals it. Now the lower third of the face. Teeth play a bigger role than most people realize. Alignment affects symmetry, and crooked or crowded teeth subtly disrupt facial harmony. Straight teeth create visual order, and the brain naturally prefers order. Color matters just as much. Whiter teeth increase contrast between the teeth, lips, and surrounding skin, making the smile appear cleaner, sharper, and healthier. Even small improvements here can elevate the entire face. Now the eye area, where perception becomes powerful. Hunter eyes are defined by low upper eyelid exposure and strong lower eyelid support, creating a more focused, intense appearance. Part of this comes from bone structure, but part of it is soft tissue and presentation. Reducing puffiness, improving sleep, managing hydration, and lowering body fat all improve how the eyes are perceived. Subtle muscle control also plays a role, as engaging the lower eyelid slightly can change the appearance of the eyes instantly. This doesn't change structure, but it changes perception. Eyebrows frame this entire area. Thicker, well-shaped brows increase contrast and intensity, while overplucking weakens that frame. Proper grooming strengthens it. Again, not changing structure, but enhancing it. Height influences presence, but after growth plates close, bone length doesn't change, so height maxing becomes about expression, posture, spinal alignment, and core strength. These determine how tall you appear. Daily compression from gravity reduces spinal height slightly, but decompression and alignment can restore it. Practices like jumping, stretching, and posture correction apply controlled stress to the system. Over time, this improves alignment and how your body stacks, not increasing height dramatically, but maximizing what you already have. Now, the midface. Thumb pulling focuses on the maxilla, the bone that supports your midface and affects projection. It influences the under eye area, cheekbone support, and side profile. The idea is applying gentle, consistent forward pressure over time. In theory, this could encourage slight adaptation. In practice, changes are slow and subtle, but even small differences in projection can affect how the face is perceived, creating more depth, more structure, and more presence. Zygomaxing focuses on the cheekbones. These define midface width and how light interacts with your face. Stronger projection creates deeper shadows, and those shadows create contrast. That contrast is what gives a face a sharp, structured appearance. Flat cheekbones appear softer, while projected cheekbones appear more defined and dominant. The maxilla and zygoma work together. When one becomes more visible, the other becomes more prominent. Structure builds on structure. Now something immediate, debloating. Water retention can completely change how your face looks from day to day. When fluid accumulates, the jawline blurs, under eyes look heavier, and cheekbones lose definition. The structure hasn't changed, the presentation has. Electrolyte balance plays a major role. High sodium and low potassium increase water retention. Hydration also matters because not drinking enough water can cause the body to retain more fluid. Then there's lymphatic flow. The lymphatic system clears excess fluid from tissues, and if circulation is slow, fluid accumulates in the face. Simple methods like hydration, diet balance, and facial massage can improve this. These don't change structure, they reveal it. Finally, surgery. This is the only direct way to change structure. Procedures like rhinoplasty, jaw surgery, or implants physically alter the face, and the results are immediate. But so are the risks. And this is where most people misunderstand everything, because the biggest transformations don't start here. They come from mastering everything before it. The window is open right now. Your brain is separating the version of you that didn't act from the version that will. Without a plan, that window closes in weeks. This is the system, the roadmap to finally revealing the version of yourself that's been waiting. Consistency, focus, and patience are everything. Every small step compounds, and over time, the change becomes undeniable. By the end of 2026, you won't just look different, you'll carry yourself differently, and the world will notice. Start now, commit fully, and let the transformation speak for itself.